Hello YouTube and welcome to the channel. This video is World's Strongest Man winners who did not defend their title. So I'm going to basically be going through the list of World's Strongest Man champions who, for whatever reason or another, won the World's Strongest Man competition but then did not return the following year to defend their title. So World's Strongest Man started in 1977 and was won by Bruce Wilhelm, who would then go on to win it again a year later in 1978. But by the time World's Strongest Man rolled around in 1979, Bruce Wilhelm did not return to defend his title. He had retired from Strongman, and Don Reinhardt would win the competition that year. And then after that, in 1980, Bill Kazmaier would win, and Bill Kazmaier would win again in 1981 and 1982. Bill Kazmaier won World's Strongest Man 3 consecutive years in a row, the first man to actually do so. And not only did he win 3 times, but in a very dominant manner. And he was not invited back to the 1983 competition, so Jeff Capes would win that year. Moving on to 1989, the World's Strongest Man competition that year would be won by Jamie Reeves of Sheffield in England, but due to injury, Jamie Reeves did not return in 1990 to defend his title. Speaking of 1990, that would be the year that John Paul Sigmarsson would win World's Strongest Man for the fourth and final time, but he did not return in 1991 due to injury. World's Strongest Man 1992 was won by Ted van der Paar of the Netherlands. Ted van der Paar was 7 feet tall, the tallest man to ever win World's Strongest Man, but he did not return in 1993 to defend his title. They didn't yet have the heats at World's Strongest Man in 1993, but I believe there was a competition in the run-up to World's Strongest Man in 1993, and from what I understand, Ted van der Paar did not do well enough, and Berend Venenberg ended up getting his spot at the finals in World's Strongest Man 1993 that year. So Ted van der Paar did not compete in 93, although he did return in 94. And then moving on to 1996, that year was won by Magnus for Magnusson of Iceland. He had won World's Strongest Man 3 years in a row, 94 to 96, and 4 times in total. But when he returned in 1997, he failed to get through to the finals. So as a result, was unable to defend his title. 1997, incidentally, was won by Jukka Ahala of Finland, who would again win it for a second time in 1999, but did not return in 2000 to defend his title, presumably to pursue a movie career. World's Strongest Man 2004 was won by Vasyl Varastyuk of the Ukraine, but he would not return to defend his title in 2005. There was kind of like a strongman split, and Vasyl Varastyuk, along with Zydrunas, went and competed in IFSA competitions. I believe IFSA became defunct in around 2008, 2009, and then Zydrunas would return to Worlds in 2009, but unfortunately Varastyuk did not. And then World's Strongest Man 2017 was won by Eddie Hall of England. But at the end of World's Strongest Man 2017, Eddie Hall made a speech where he said that he would not compete again at World's Strongest Man, so he elected not to return in 2018 to defend his title. He said his goal was to win World's Strongest Man, and he'd achieved that goal, and he had no further interest in returning to World's Strongest Man. World's Strongest Man 2019 was won by Martins Licis, but he did not return in 2020 to defend his title due to injury. I believe it was injuries he had sustained in a car crash. In fact, he didn't return in 2021 either. Licis would not return to the competition until 2022, where he placed second, I believe, behind Tom Stoltman. And then finally, World's Strongest Man 2020 was won by Alexei Novikov of the Ukraine, the second Ukrainian to do so behind Vasyl Varastyuk 16 years earlier. But Novikov did not return to defend his title in 2021 due to his failure to make it to the finals. So that's all the list of the world's strongest man winners who did not return to defend their title.